I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. We previously did a video here on the MeidasTouch Network that the Trump NFT grift also has the hallmarks and raises the red flags of a money laundering scheme. And we went through on the prior video certain indicia of that. And we talked about the corporate structure of the entities involved in the transaction. One entity was called CIC LLC, a Delaware company, which purportedly stands for Commander-in-Chief, registered in Delaware, so we don't really know who the officers are. We don't know who's involved in that corporation under Delaware privacy laws, but that entity controls the rights to Donald Trump's name, image, and likeness, and they made a licensing agreement to use Donald Trump's name, image, and likeness with a company called NFT International LLC, which is traced to a Utah UPS box in a strip mall and also to two other business addresses in Cheyenne, Wyoming that have been utilized by other fraudsters and con artists in the past to engage in Ponzi schemes. When you go to the residence, one is like a building that's used by a lot of these kind of Ponzi scheming, grifting entities. Again, doesn't mean that's what's taking place here, and there could have been legitimate organizations that used it as well, but that was traced to one of these weird buildings in Cheyenne, Wyoming there, and then to like what looks like a vacant almost home in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And we talked about how utilizing crypto is a way oftentimes money can be laundered, and we also explained that given the independent monitor in place within the Trump organization ordered by Judge Arthur Engoron based on the New York court proceedings, Donald Trump would be looking for an end run around that to try to find ways to wash his money or to get money in. And then we also talked about at the maximum level, if you talk about selling all 45,000 of these NFTs at $99 each, and you add the 10% royalty on future sales of it, as I said, like, what are we really talking about here in terms of what the profit could be? Somewhere between $5 and $10 million or more. Well, we're learning more about all of this right now, and there's additional indicia that I want to mention here that further informs my view that at least the red flags are there. Again, not saying that I have evidence at all that money laundering is taking place here. I want to be very clear on that. Nonetheless, the red flags are there, and there's also red flags that there's other suspicious financial shenanigans taking place here. I guess shenanigans would be putting it lightly. And that is if you go into OpenSea, which is where these NFTs are sold on. So let me pull this open right now, and let's just take a look at what I observed on OpenSea. And so OpenSea talks about the floor price for these. And so the floor price is in ETH or Ethereum, which is a form of cryptocurrency, kind of like a Bitcoin. But one ETH, one Ethereum is equal to $1,167.58 as of the time of this recording. So to determine the value, you would do 0.31 ETH if that's the floor price times $1,167.58, and you'll see what the floor of what these are now selling, what they're now selling for, up from their original price of $99 each. What I want to direct your attention to is where it says unique owners. And so only 35% of people who hold these are actually unique owners. And then when you actually go to the analytics behind who's been making these acquisitions and who are the owners, again, one of the issues with crypto and Bitcoin and Ethereum and these NFTs is that you really can't trace it. Now, you can see whose wallet, whose crypto wallet is being utilized here, but you don't see whose identity is behind their digital crypto NFT wallet. And so when I go and check out, for example, the owners section of, well, who actually is traced to the ownership of, and I look at their digital wallets, the number one owner is someone named FB6541. Again, you don't know who that is, but when you click on FB6541. This person or persons or entity is holding 1,000 of these NFTs, including some of the most rare ones of the NFTs. And now when we go to number 2, person or entity 75D2C1, they're holding 332 of these. When I go to number 3, the third highest owner, EB0A0A, they're holding 217. I could keep going down, but what we're seeing is that it looks like insiders just gave themselves these NFTs. And so while they threw a bunch on the market, it seems like the insiders kept thousands and thousands of these for themselves. I mean, that's what the wallet here is indicating, that these people have massive amounts of it, hoping that the scarcity of it is such that the price goes up even more, so that they're now selling these NFTs not for $99, but they're then now trying to grift even more by holding on to these rare ones and then selling those for huge amounts of money. When I say huge amounts of money, we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars. And we've seen transactions like that actually taking place, not the mere $90. We're talking about sales of, literally tens of thousands of dollars. And so when we go here, we pull up the highest last sales. We see like this ridiculous Trump tuxedo one where he makes himself look 200 pounds lighter. That sold for 37 ETH. And so if you want to just do the math of what that means, that it sold at 37 ETH, take out your calculator, and go 37 ETH times $1,167.58. And so when you go 37 ETH to US dollars, you could just do that also on Google, you're talking about a sale here of literally $44,000. I mean, that's how much money we're talking about on that one transaction. I mean, so we're talking about real money here. And then you go back to some of the other transactions that are there as well. And we're talking also about that one sold for 37 ETH. Then there's one $20 ETH. Then the last sale was 20 ETH. And these people are trying to now resell them for like 200 ETH. Someone bought one for 20 ETH, 19 ETH, 15 ETH, 15 ETH, 13.5 ETH. I have them all here as you kind of just scroll down on the OpenSea platform. But so that's what we're seeing take place there. And again, these insiders have these really rare ones, and they seem to now be trying to dump those and inflate the market. There's something called wash trading in this area. Wash trading is a process whereby a trader buys and sells a security for the purpose of feeding misleading information to the market. In some situations, wash traders are executed by a trader and a broker who are colluding with each other, and other times wash trades are executed by investors acting as both the buyer and the seller of the security. And what wash trading does is it misleads investors into believing that trading volumes for a security are higher than they actually are, potentially increasing legitimate trading activity on the security in the process. And I can't say that for sure this is wash trading. I don't have the evidence of that, but this certainly fits the pattern of what I've seen with respect to wash trading. So this additional indicia, who's owning these things, how are they disposing of these things, what's taking place behind the scenes, further informs the other video that I made. One of the other things that further informs the video that I made that I've looked into more is I wanted to look into section 650I of the IRS code, and I wanted to see if this relates to Bitcoin. I just didn't remember it on my last video, but this is from the IRS's frequently asked questions. They go, I received $10,000 or more worth of Bitcoin in one transaction last year. Do I need to fill out an extra form? Yes, Section 650I of the Internal Revenue Code was recently amended as part of the infrastructure bill. If you received at least $10,000 in value in Bitcoin or other digital assets in a single transaction or in related transactions, then you must report it using an 8300 form within 15 days. Failure to report those transactions can result in felony charges. And then you also put that with the fact that the maximum you were able to buy of these NFTs were just under the $10,000 limit. They had them at $99. You were able to purchase up to $100. So directly under the $10,000 reporting limit here. And there is an argument to be made that all of the reporting would be part of a related transaction, but nonetheless, it seems that the price was specifically set by the entities involved in the transaction, CIC, as well as NFT International LLC, to try to get around that $10,000 reporting requirement. And then also you look at just the floor price and the trading volumes of how this thing skyrocketed immediately, and then it went back down another 50 to 60%. Also kind of has that feel of wash trading, where a lot of people are buying all of a sudden these things, and so people start thinking, oh, I got to get my hands on it. It's sold out. People are really focused on it, but when you break it down, it's like it looks like insiders have thousands of these that they were just basically handed. So I just want to throw these observations out to you. Again, this is just data points. It raises red flags. There's no additional information that I have. I want to have that disclaimer right there, but these are red flags that are raised on my radar right away that I wanted to share with you. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 1 million subscribers thanks to your support. And in addition, check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. We have lots of exclusive content you can only get there, but most importantly, help grow this independent media platform. Until next time, I'm Ben Meiselas.
At MeidasTouch, we are unapologetically pro-democracy, and we demand justice and accountability. That's why we're spreading our message to Convict 45. That's right, gear up right now with your Convict 45 tees and pins at store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.